My name is Katie Sheader, and I am a recycled book collage artist and digital illustrator. I am inspired to create by wildlife and wild spaces, fantasy and sci-fi. I am also inspired by heraldry, my work, since it's heavily inspired by nature and conservation. A lot of my artwork features endangered animals. My art process is first to get a surface to collage onto. Sometimes I build them, sometimes I find objects that I would like to collage onto. But as soon as I have the final dimensions of that artboard in mind, I break out my trusty iPad, grab probably 20 to 30 different reference photos of the animal I'm interested in depicting. And then once I have that, I start to sketch my design. I project that onto my artboard, sketch the outline of whatever it is that I'm going to be transferring, and then I get to start the process of staining, trimming, and cutting, and layering paper, and just painstakingly placing and arranging all of the paper on my artboard. The fact that it takes so long, and I can look at every little piece of paper and know that I did cut and tear and place everything very intentionally, and look back and be like, wow, that was 60 hours. It fills me with a sense of accomplishment that I'm really proud of. But in the process of making art for me it's very much labor. It is not joy. I'm living in a dilemma. It is both torturous and great at the same. Like, if it wasn't great, I wouldn't keep doing it. The moment I might not be having a good time. But if I'm not having that good of a time, why am I starting the next piece the next week? I think that the most rewarding part of creating for me is intrinsically entwined with the most challenging parts of creating. Part of the reward from finishing something that takes so long is just that general feeling of like, I can breathe. It feels like the muse has stopped inhabiting my body and I can just rest for a moment. I do enjoy the final 3 hours I have with a piece of art where I can see the finish line and I can sit back and really retrospect on the art and the time that it took to create it and really sit with that and feel that accomplishment. I would hope that part of the shock that someone might feel at coming up close to one of my collages and realizing, oh my gosh, that was a book. Kind of having that shock of someone just gutted a book. How disrespectful was that to just gut a book and turn it into something else. I think that as a society, we rightly want to preserve knowledge and stories. And I certainly don't want someone to think I'm trying to censor a story through the artwork. Instead, I'm hoping that that shock that they feel can maybe invite them to start exploring what else is worth preserving and what else as a society we should work towards making better. I'm hoping that when they see the book and feel the shock and whatever conflicting feelings they might have over a book being destroyed is something that they can consider what's happening around me that I care about that might be overlooked or being disrespected or destroyed, and what can I do to try to change that narrative, because we all have the power to co-author the future, and I really hope that people could look at my artwork and go, you know what, I can do something about the plight of tigers, or I can do something about climate change, which is affecting all of these other animals that I really love, because they're not always visible to us. When we live in our houses and our cities and are comfortable, I think it is very easy to forget about just the other pieces of the world that are wonderful and we should care about. My favorite series of programs was my collaborative collage program. That was a really fun way of interacting with the community, which is not something I've done before through my art. And so I thought it was really great to take this piece, this idea that I had that celebrates our local flora and fauna, and break that down into 64 little tile pieces, and then invite community members to collage their own piece that would then be returned to me so I could put them all back together and depict the final picture. And I had some lovely interactions with patrons of the library doing this. For a lot of people, it was their first time doing collage. And that it was really nice to have a project where I could remove some of the analysis paralysis I think that people can feel when starting an art project, especially an art project that's new. So I made a fun little board that had different ideas of how people could layer and cut and tear and arrange paper, just so that could be an idea generator. But also, since they were working with a 4-inch by 4-inch square that already had sections painted in particular shades, to tell them what paper to put in those spots. That also removed the I need to come up with a good art design. All art is good, but I think that removing that I need to come up with what I'm going to art and then art, taking away the what I'm going to art, really helped get people moving and working on that project. I just thought it was lovely to have an opportunity for adults and teens to come into a space and just sit down and create, and to create in a way that is for the community. I definitely saw a lot of people chatting and connecting with each other during those programs. I learned some new cool different ways I could maybe look at collaging, so that was exciting. And I connected with a lot of professional collage artists who happened to drop in, so that was really nice to get connected to my people, so to speak. So yeah, enjoying the community art piece just in general was great. The Mesa County Library's Artist in Residence program helped me grow as an artist by helping me dissolve some of my imposter syndrome I feel around making art. Having gone through the process of applying and thinking about my artwork intentionally and being accepted into a program that is highlighted by such an important resource in our community has really helped validate me in a way that other accomplishments haven't and other experiences haven't. This has been a really wonderful experience. So really took me out of my comfort zone in ways that felt safe and supported. So love this program. It's wonderful.